Hey everyone, welcome to our deep dive into Machiavelli's Discourses on Livy.
Excited to be here.
You gave us these excerpts, and I got to say, they're pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's all about ancient Rome, but it feels like Machiavelli could be writing about today's world. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Like he's got this timeless wisdom about power and leadership, and maybe even a little bit about ourselves. Are we ready to uncover some of that?
I think so. Yeah, let's dive in.
Okay, so right off the bat, Machiavelli kind of throws us a curveball.
Okay.
He says that you need a strong, singular leader to found a state or like really push through some radical change.
Right.
And that sounds kind of counterintuitive, right, to the whole idea of a republic.
It does. It's a paradox, and I think it's one that Machiavelli kind of continues to explore through the discourses.
Yeah.
He believed that while a really decisive leader is super important in these like pivotal moments of change, that strength needs to be justified by like a really clear cause or a need for change.
Right.
And that leader has to have exceptional qualities. Otherwise, yeah, it's a slippery slope towards tyranny.
It's like walking a tightrope. You need someone bold, but how do you make sure that boldness doesn't turn into something dangerous?
Exactly.
History is full of leaders who start with good intentions, and then it doesn't end so well.
Yeah, Machiavelli was very aware of that danger.
Yeah.
And I think this tension between stability and innovation, it's something that we see even today.
Oh, for sure.
Right. Think about social movements or even in companies when you see really rapid growth.
Yeah.
You need a leader who can kind of embody that vision, but then transitioning to a more stable model.
Yeah.
That's the real challenge.
It makes you think, like, what would Machiavelli say about some of the leaders we see today?
Oh, totally.
Would he see those same patterns?
I think he would, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he was really a master at recognizing these like timeless patterns in human behavior.
Totally. And speaking of patterns, one that Machiavelli really traces back to the beginning of society is this idea of justice.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He had some pretty interesting ideas about that, didn't he?
He did.
He was basically saying that justice wasn't like this inherent moral principle, but that it was more of a system that emerged out of a need for self-preservation.
Right. It's like a social contract almost.
Yeah.
Like early societies recognized that they were super vulnerable to like the strongest person around.
Right.
So they shifted from prioritizing strength in their leaders to prioritizing prudence and justice.
Okay.
They basically realized that laws and punishments were needed to protect everyone, even the most powerful people.
And in his own words, Machiavelli says, to escape these, they resorted to making laws and fixing punishments against any who should transgress them, and in this way grew the recognition of justice.
Yeah.
Pretty profound, right?
It is.
It makes you think, are our ideas of justice today all that different?
Right.
Like, are we still trying to escape something just in a different form?
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
And I think that leads us to another one of Machiavelli's key analysis of Rome, which is balance of power. He was like totally enamored by the Roman system.
Yeah.
Where you had the king, the nobles, and the commons.
He calls it the perfect state, doesn't he?
He does. He does.
But what's interesting is he didn't see that balance as some kind of peaceful agreement.
Yeah.
He actually thought that it came out of conflict.
Yeah.
Like those conflicts were what kept any one group from taking over.
Exactly. It's a constant push and pull, and that tension creates this kind of equilibrium. He even says that like the disagreements between the Senate and the commons were what made Rome free and powerful.
Okay, now that's a perspective you don't hear every day.
It's pretty different.
It makes you think about the systems that we have today. Like, are those checks and balances we always talk about in modern politics really all that different from what Machiavelli was describing in ancient Rome?
It's so similar. It's remarkable how many parallels we see.
Yeah.
The separation of powers, the courts, even like political parties kind of echo that Roman ideal of balanced power.
But of course, maintaining that balance, it's a constant struggle, right?
It is. It's a really delicate dance, and I think we're still figuring it out today.
Yeah, and it's a dance that can be disrupted pretty easily, especially when corruption enters the picture.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of Machiavelli's biggest warnings, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Even with the best systems in place, corruption can undermine everything.
He contrasts Rome's resilience at the beginning with Athens when it became corrupt.
Right.
His point is that laws don't mean anything if people aren't upholding them or enforcing them fairly.
It's not just about, like, bribery or abuses of power, is it?
No. It's
like this moral decay.
It's a loss of civic virtue, that willingness to put the common good ahead of your own self-interest.
Right.
It's like this erosion of trust, not just in institutions, but in each other.
Yeah, and that's just as dangerous today as it was back then.
Oh, for sure.
Think about misinformation and how opinions are so polarized these days.
Yeah.
And how people don't really trust the media or institutions anymore. I mean, those are all forms of corruption that I think Machiavelli would recognize.
I think so, too.
That's a sobering thought.
It is.
So if we could, like, drop Machiavelli into our world today, what do you think he would say? Would he be like, oh, man, this is just like a decline of Rome all over again? Or would he see some signs of hope? Would he be optimistic at all?
I think he'd be fascinated by just how complex modern republics are.
Yeah.
You know, we have global interconnectedness and information travels so fast.
Right.
And it's so hard to maintain any kind of balance of power in a globalized world.
Right.
These are all things that he would be looking at
Yeah.
with his like really analytical mind.
For sure. And I bet he'd have a lot to say about it all.
Definitely.
You know, something else I find really fascinating about Machiavelli is how he kind of challenges the conventional wisdom about the masses.
Oh, yeah, he does.
He doesn't buy into this whole idea that people are just fickle and untrustworthy by nature.
It's kind of the opposite of what a lot of people think.
Right. But Machiavelli actually had this idea that under the right circumstances, a well-governed population could actually show more wisdom and be more constant than a prince.
Yeah, that's a pretty bold claim.
It is?
He even goes so far as to compare the multitude to a prince.
Wow.
He says that both of them can make mistakes, both of them can be swayed by emotion or like short-term self-interest.
Okay.
But ultimately, his argument is that a well-ordered populace, guided by laws and inspired by good leaders, is capable of making really sound judgments and acting in the best interests of the republic.
So it's not about like putting the masses up on a pedestal, but it's about recognizing that they have potential.
Yeah.
And that makes me wonder about the role of leadership in shaping that potential.
Oh, for sure. Machiavelli believed that leaders have this huge responsibility to cultivate civic virtue in people, to inspire them to be good citizens and set a good example.
He definitely didn't shy away from talking about how leadership can go wrong, too.
Oh, no, not at all.
I mean, his analysis of Romulus is a perfect example of how ambition and that pursuit of power can so easily turn into tyranny.
Exactly. He uses Romulus to show that balance between establishing authority and maintaining the support of the people.
Right.
Romulus, well, he had a few stumbles along the way.
He did. It's interesting to think about how Machiavelli viewed those stumbles. You know, he's often portrayed as cynical or even like amoral when it comes to power.
Right.
But was he really endorsing tyranny? Or was he just trying to be realistic about the temptations and those tough choices that leaders face?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that he was very aware of how power corrupts people.
Right.
And he was trying to give his readers the knowledge and insights that they needed to navigate. That it wasn't a handbook for tyrants. He was trying to show them how to build and preserve a strong republic.
Okay, and one of those paths, it seems, involves striking that balance between accountability and reputation. Machiavelli acknowledged that it's really important to hold people accountable. He even saw that right. To accuse someone is a good thing.
Yeah, but he was also aware of how destructive it can be if people are just making accusations all the time.
Yeah.
Especially if they're based on rumors or personal vendettas.
Totally.
He saw that as something that could erode trust and destabilize a republic.
Like he was talking about Twitter.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, obviously he couldn't have predicted social media, but it feels like he's speaking to us directly right now about our struggles with online harassment and this blurring of the lines between accountability and someone's reputation.
It's uncanny how relevant he is.
Yeah.
He was wrestling with these dilemmas that are even more amplified now with the internet.
Totally. Like, how do you balance free speech
with
protecting people from being attacked online?
Yeah.
How do you make sure people are held accountable without creating this culture of suspicion and fear?
Those are good questions.
I think Machiavelli would be pushing us to confront those questions.
I think so, too.
He wouldn't let us off easy, that's for sure.
No, he wouldn't.
And, you know, speaking of confronting challenges, Machiavelli had some pretty interesting things to say about how republics actually expand their power and their influence.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And he had some strong opinions about which methods worked best.
He did.
He breaks it down with 3 historical examples, right?
Right.
He talks about the Etruscans who formed alliances, the Swiss model with their leagues,
Right.
and then, of course, there's Rome with their conquest and assimilation.
Yeah, and for Machiavelli, Rome was the most impressive.
Totally.
He was amazed by how they were able to not just conquer new territory,
Yeah.
but actually bring those people into their society, turning potential enemies into citizens.
Obviously, that strategy has problems, especially from a modern perspective.
Of course.
But Machiavelli was writing in a very different time.
Yeah,
Back then, taking over land was seen as essential for survival.
right.
So he wasn't really concerned with the morality of it. He was more interested in figuring out how effective it was.
Exactly.
It's like he's saying, look, this is what they did,
Yes.
and this is how it worked, so now let's figure out why.
Yes.
He's giving us the tools to understand power, even if we don't agree with all of the methods that were used.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that makes Machiavelli so fascinating.
Yeah.
He forces us to think critically and to engage with history
Right.
without shying away from those tough questions.
I think that's a great place to pause for.
Yeah,
I think we've covered a lot of ground in this first part.
we have.
From Machiavelli's kind of paradoxical views on leadership to his really intriguing take on how justice evolved.
Yeah,
We've also talked about his thoughts on balanced power,
right.
the dangers of corruption,
For sure.
and his really unconventional view of the masses.
Definitely.
So for everyone listening, take some time to think about what we've talked about today.
Yeah.
What resonates with you?
What surprised you?
What makes you think differently?
What challenges your assumptions?
We'll be back soon with part 2,
Yes, we will.
and we'll dive even deeper into Machiavelli's analysis of Roman history.
That's right.
And we'll uncover even more of that timeless wisdom that's still so relevant to our world today.
I can't wait. Welcome back to our deep dive into Machiavelli's Discourses on Livy.
Picking up right where we left off, exploring Machiavelli's insights.
Yeah.
All about leadership and power and the challenges that republics face.
And one thing that Machiavelli was really concerned with was this issue of transitioning power.
Yeah.
He believed that any kingdom or republic that relies too much on the personality of just one leader,
Right.
they're inherently unstable.
He uses some strong language there, doesn't he?
He does.
He's talking about how when a prince dies, his influence often dies with him.
Yeah, especially if the successors aren't really up to the task.
Okay.
And he even quotes Dante
Oh, wow.
to make the point that worldly things are fleeting. Machiavelli's argument here is that for any republic to really last, it needs strong institutions.
Okay.
Those institutions provide the continuity
Right.
and stability that individual leaders just can't guarantee.
No matter how charismatic they are.
Exactly, no matter how charismatic. It's like
Yeah.
building a house on a solid foundation instead of on shifting sand.
I like that analogy.
No matter how impressive that structure is,
Yeah.
if the base isn't strong,
Right.
it's not going to last.
And this applies to so much more than just politics.
Oh, absolutely.
Think about businesses.
Yeah.
Or organizations that struggle when a founder or a strong leader steps down.
What happens?
Do they have the systems in place
Right, do they have the structure?
to carry on that vision?
Yeah, or does everything just fall apart?
Makes you think about succession planning.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Not just for CEOs and presidents,
Yeah.
but for any organization
Right.
or movement that wants to have a lasting impact.
Machiavelli was writing in the 16th century,
Wow.
but this is so relevant to us today.
It really is.
And speaking of relevance,
Okay.
let's talk about another topic that Machiavelli was really interested in,
Okay.
expansion,
Okay.
how republics grow,
Yeah.
and the strategies they use.
And he definitely had some thoughts about which strategies were more effective than others.
He did.
He breaks it down with 3 examples.
Yeah?
You've got the Etruscans forming alliances,
Yes.
the Swiss model with their leagues,
Uh-huh.
and then, of course, you've got Rome with their conquest and assimilation.
Right, and for Machiavelli, Rome was the most impressive.
It seems like it, yeah.
He was really in awe of how they were able to conquer territories
Yeah.
and then actually integrate those people into their society,
Mm.
turning enemies into citizens.
It's a strategy that's definitely open to criticism from a modern perspective,
Oh, for sure.
but Machiavelli was writing in a different context.
It's a very different context.
Back then, expansion was essential for survival.
Right, it was about survival.
So he wasn't really focused on the morality of it,
No, he was more interested in whether it worked or not.
like how effective it was.
Exactly.
It's like he's saying, look, this is what they did and this is how it worked. Let's figure out why.
Yeah.
He's giving us the tools to understand power.
Yeah, he's giving us the tool.
Even if we don't agree with all the methods.
Even if we disagree with the methods.
And that's one of the things that I think makes Machiavelli so fascinating.
Oh, totally.
He's forcing us to think critically
Could really engage with history.
and not shying away from those tough questions.
Yeah, those tough questions.
You know, another aspect of Machiavelli's work that I find really interesting
Okay.
is how he analyzes the relationship between freedom and security. And he seems to recognize that these two ideals that we often see as going together,
Right.
they can actually sometimes be in tension with each other.
Absolutely.
And a great example of this tension is his discussion of fortresses.
Oh, yeah, the fortresses?
He actually questions how effective they really are,
He does.
saying that they're more likely to create resentment and oppression
Okay.
than real security.
Interesting.
And he even suggests that a prince's true strength comes not from physical barriers, but from the goodwill of his people.
It's a really counterintuitive idea.
It is, especially at the time, when we equate security with walls and military might.
Yeah, we do.
But Machiavelli's making us think beyond those conventional ideas of power.
Yeah, he is.
He's saying that true security comes from building trust
Okay.
and a shared sense of purpose,
Not from force.
not from just imposing your will on people.
Right, and that idea, it goes way beyond just building fortresses.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we see this tension between freedom and security playing out in our own society today.
All the time. Think about those debates over surveillance,
Yeah.
data privacy, the role of law enforcement.
Exactly. How do we protect ourselves from threats
Right.
while also preserving our individual liberties?
That's the question, isn't it?
It is a question that every society has to deal with.
And I think Machiavelli would say,
What do you think he would say?
approach this with a clear understanding of human nature
Okay.
and a healthy dose of skepticism
Skepticism about...
towards any easy answers.
Right.
He was a pragmatist, wasn't he?
He was definitely a pragmatist.
And that pragmatism is clear when he emphasizes how important adaptability is.
Yes, adapting to the situation.
And reading the times correctly.
Like knowing what the situation calls for.
Exactly. And he uses the example of Fabius Maximus to illustrate this,
Oh yeah, the Roman general.
who used delaying tactics against Hannibal.
Right.
Fabius knew that Rome couldn't win a direct fight against Hannibal.
No, they couldn't.
So he chose a strategy of patience
Patience.
and attrition.
He adapted to the circumstances.
Right.
He knew that sticking to a rigid plan would be a disaster.
So it's all about being flexible,
Yeah.
adjusting your approach as needed,
As the situation changes.
knowing when you need to change your strategy.
It's almost like Machiavelli's giving us these tools to deal with uncertainty.
He's giving us a framework
A framework
for thinking critically
about leadership, about strategy,
about how to navigate a world that's complex and unpredictable.
a complex and unpredictable world.
And he does it in such an engaging way.
He does. It makes you think.
He uses those vivid historical examples.
Yeah, and he's constantly making those connections between the past and the present.
He's making us think about our own assumptions.
Yeah, and what I find really inspiring is his belief in learning from history.
Yes.
He didn't just see history as a bunch of stories,
No.
but as this source of wisdom,
Wisdom.
a guide for action,
A guide.
and a mirror where we can see ourselves reflected.
A mirror.
It's like he's saying, look, we've been wrestling with these same questions for centuries.
For centuries.
Let's learn from the people who came before us.
learn from their mistakes.
Let's use their experience to make better choices.
Exactly. And that's why Discourses on Livy is so timeless.
It is.
It challenges us.
It surprises us.
It does.
It offers us new perspectives
On those age-old dilemmas.
that we still face today.
Well, we've covered a lot in the second part of our deep dive.
We have.
We've talked about Machiavelli's thoughts on institutional strength,
Mm-hmm.
the dynamics of expansion,
Right.
that tension between freedom and security,
Yes.
and his emphasis on adaptability.
Being able to change with the times.
But there's still more to uncover.
Oh, there is.
In our final part,
Part 3.
we'll look at his views on the role of the people,
Yes.
his assessment of different forms of government,
Okay.
and his thoughts on the connection between religion and politics.
It's going to be fascinating.
So stay tuned for the final part.
The final installment of our deep dive into Discourses on Livy.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Machiavelli's Discourses on Livy.
It's been quite a journey,
It really have.
unpacking all these ideas.
Yeah, and in this last part,
Yeah.
I want to talk about one of Machiavelli's most surprising arguments.
Mhm.
His belief that the masses, the people,
Yeah.
aren't inherently fickle and untrustworthy.
Right. He really goes against the grain there.
Yeah, like conventional wisdom says that the public is easily swayed,
Uh-huh.
prone to making rash decisions.
Like a mob mentality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Machiavelli seems to have a different view.
He does. He does.
With his take.
Well, he argues that when you have a populace that's properly governed,
Okay.
led by virtuous leaders,
Yeah.
guided by clear laws,
Mm-hmm.
they're capable of showing remarkable wisdom
Really?
and constancy, sometimes even more than a ruler.
He even compares the multitude to a prince,
He does. He really does.
saying they both have strengths and weaknesses.
Right. He says that both the public and a prince can make mistakes.
Yeah.
They can be driven by their passions,
Well.
short-sighted self-interest.
But his main point is that a well-ordered populace
Yes.
with the right kind of leadership
Guided by good examples.
can actually act with more consistency and wisdom
More than we think.
than we might expect.
Yeah.
So it's not about like putting the people on a pedestal,
No.
but it's about recognizing that they have potential.
Right, and he doesn't just say this.
Yeah.
He points to historical examples
Really?
where the Roman people,
Okay.
when they were faced with tough choices,
Uh-huh.
they demonstrated really good judgment and
Wow.
restraint.
That makes me think about civic education,
Oh, yeah.
public discourse,
So important.
creating an environment where people are informed and engaged.
Totally.
What do you think Machiavelli would say about the media today
Oh, man.
and how it shapes public opinion?
I think he would have a lot to say.
Yeah.
He was so aware of how rhetoric and information
Mhm.
can be used to manipulate people.
Right.
He'd be fascinated by how fast information spreads today.
Yeah.
And the problem of misinformation.
Right. And how technology connects us, but also creates these echo chambers.
It's a double-edged sword.
It really highlights how hard it is to maintain a healthy republic, doesn't it?
Duh.
Balancing individual liberties
Right.
with needing a shared sense of purpose
Yeah.
and finding ways to harness that collective wisdom without falling into manipulation or division.
It's a constant challenge.
And it brings us back to one of Machiavelli's big themes,
Which is...
the need for strong institutions.
Yes, he really believed in that.
He saw them as like the backbone of a stable republic,
Providing that continuity and guidance.
even when individual leaders come and go.
Exactly. Those institutions provide a framework,
Okay.
rules and principles
Huh.
that help to channel the energy of the people.
In a positive direction.
Yes, in a productive way.
And they also act as a check on the power of leaders
Right, keeping them from becoming too dominant.
or abusing their power.
Machiavelli also had some interesting thoughts about religion and politics.
Didn't he?
He recognized the power of religion to inspire and unite people.
But also how it could be misused.
Right, or become a source of division.
He actually says
What does he say?
that anyone studying Roman history would see how much religion helped keep men good and the army disciplined.
Interesting.
But then he goes on to criticize the influence of the papacy,
Oh, wow.
blaming it for corruption and moral decay in Italy,
He saw the papacy as undermining civic virtue.
which he believed was so important for a republic.
Exactly. And remember,
Yeah.
he was writing during a time of huge religious and political upheaval.
So his views on religion need to be seen in that context.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
But even today, his thoughts on this are relevant.
Oh, for sure.
We see these tensions.
Entire law of the world.
How do we balance religious freedom
Yeah.
with a secular government?
Right.
How do we prevent religious beliefs from being used to justify bad things?
Big questions.
Big questions. And I think Machiavelli would want us to approach them
Oh.
with nuance and a deep understanding of human nature.
Yeah, he was all about understanding human nature.
You know, as we wrap up our deep dive into Discourses on Livy,
It's gone by so fast.
I keep coming back to this idea
What's...
that Machiavelli wasn't giving us easy answers
No.
or a blueprint for a perfect republic.
He wasn't writing a rule book.
Right. He was giving us a way to think critically.
Tools to analyze power,
Leadership.
the challenges of governing,
He wanted us to engage with history
to learn from the past.
and apply those lessons to today.
It's like he's inviting us into this conversation
A conversation.
about how to build a better world,
More just...
more resilient.
And that's what makes Machiavelli so relevant today.
Centuries later, he's pushing us to ask the right questions.
So as we end this deep dive,
Yeah.
keep exploring his ideas.
Read Discourses on Livy.
Challenge his assumptions.
Question his conclusions.
See how his insights apply to your life.
To the world around you.
Because the best way to honor his legacy
Is to engage with his ideas.
Wrestle with those tough questions.
And use his work to fuel our own thinking.
About the challenges and possibilities of human governance.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this journey.
It's been a pleasure.
Into Machiavelli's Discourses on Livy.
So much to think about.
We hope you found it insightful.
And thought-provoking.
Until next time,
Keep learning.
keep questioning.
And keep diving deep.